All right. What's going on, folks? Ike here once again, and it's time for another fragrance review. This time I'm going to do a quadruple review of all the Belcam Polo clones. You can walk into pretty much any Walmart and you can find these 4 clones of Ralph Lauren Polo fragrances. But I'm going to start with my favorite and then go to my least favorite. All right, my favorite of this bunch is the original Polo Green. Now, Polo Green is a classic Hall of Fame fragrance. It's been around since the 70s. First of all, this is an excellent clone of the original. You know, the regular Polo Green, the regular Polo original green goes for about $60, $70. And I was about to revisit that. And I said, you know what, before I do, let me try this Belcam Walmart Classic Match Polo. And I was pleasantly surprised. This was the first Polo clone that I bought from Walmart. And this thing is very nostalgic to me. Anybody my age has smelled this before. This smells very American. That's how I could describe it. It's like a very distinct American scent. Very green, mossy leather. It's a chipper scent. Like, the way I can describe this is it reminds me of like a 1980s yuppie frat boy kind of guy wearing an Izod alligator shirt, driving around in a Volkswagen or a Volvo or some kind of a foreign car with a ski rack on it. I knew some people like that, some guys like that in college. So this is what it reminds me of. But I think it reminds me of that because I have a bias towards it, because this was the kind of cologne that they would wear. But somebody who's younger than me, who's never experienced this cologne, I mean, it doesn't smell dated, believe it or not. Actually, I think it's so old that it's new again. It's fresh, it's green, it's dirty and leathery. And you know what else this reminds me of? This reminds me of like a 1980s baseball game. Good old American baseball game. Well, you had the players, they'd come up to the plate and they'd have a big glob of tobacco and they're spitting out the tobacco with their wooden bat, with the woody smell, with the pine tar on it, and the leather gloves and the freshly cut green grass. So it's like a whole combination of all those elements of an actual 1980s baseball game all put into one bottle. This is a classic. You can't go wrong. I still get compliments with this. So Polo is a classic, and you can call it dated, but I think it's so old that it's new again. That it's so old and forgotten that it's actually new again. So if you were to wear this, most people, younger people, won't even recognize that it's an older cologne. They would probably just think it's something new. So this is my favorite out of the bunch. Excellent clone of the original. You know, it has a little bit of a clean-cut barbershop vibe to it. Can be worn pretty much any time of year, any occasion. It's just very versatile. Performance is actually very good. Very good performance out of that. I get like 8 hours, no problem. Next up is Polo Blue. The classic match Belcam version of Polo Blue. This one is also very good. Actually, it's so good that this is my second bottle of this. I went through a whole bottle of it already. So I really like this. It's a very fresh, clean, aquatic with a nice cucumber vibe to it. That's how I can describe this. Clean, aquatic with a cucumber vibe. Perfect for summer. Perfect for warm weather. This time of year, actually, because it's spring now, going into summer. This one is very good. As far as it's smelling like the original, I can't do a side-by-side. From memory, it seems to smell close to the original. But nonetheless, this is a fantastic scent anyway, and this has good performance. I don't think you'd be disappointed with that one. All right, next up is Polo Black. This actually smells fruity and fruity, woody, spicy, fresh. This one smells the most dated out of all of them because it smells like around the year 2000. It smells like a lot of body sprays and a lot of shower gels. And don't get me wrong, it's actually a very nice scent and it has good performance. Very versatile. All in all, this is actually a really good scent, but it's just not unique in any way. It could be confused for probably a dozen other fragrances that are out on the market. It's got a fruity vibe to it and a little sweet, some fresh spices, a good solid scent. This is Belcam's version of Polo Black. Next up, the one that I like the least. This is Polo Red. I didn't like it much, but I could see some people might like it, so I don't think you could take my word for it in that sense, because everybody has their own tastes. The performance on this one is pretty terrible. It starts out really nice. It has like a nice citrus vibe to it in the beginning, and it smells fresh and nice. But then it just goes downhill. It just loses everything. The performance, it's just longevity is just too short. And the smell is not my taste. It's kind of like an oriental and a gourmand, kind of like having a fight on your skin. So it's like, it's got some oriental vibes to it. And then it's got this gourmandish vibe to it. The notes of this is supposed to be cranberries and coffee, amber, spices, which is nice. It looks interesting on paper. It just didn't do it for me personally. Given the price of these things, I think they're actually fantastic values. You could walk into any Walmart and get them for $8 a pop, which is a steal. Well worth it, in my opinion. And it's been a long time since I've done a review. I don't know if anybody noticed, but I haven't been doing many reviews, even though I have about 24 colognes that I haven't reviewed yet that I could review. I just haven't been interested in colognes lately. It happens, you know. It happens to the best of us. $8 a pop. Not a bad deal. Actually, it's an excellent deal. You really don't have to spend a lot to smell great. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll smell you later. I have to get the thumbnail. Holy shit. How am I going to hold 4 bottles now? Let me get the thumbnail really quick. The camera may be too far away, but it's all good. I think they get the gist of it. Bam. That's all I got for you. Thank you for watching, and I will smell you later.